All right, so that work. Is that working? Anything? Anybody? Feeler? No. Okay. Take two. Here's my little model. Hello. Say hi. 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 Okay. I got the chat app, so if you have any questions as we go through this. My other little twins. Did you, Mom? Just kidding. They could be twins. Hey? My little babies. My little babies. Oh, my little twinnies. Oh, no, thanks. You guys just want to watch a live of these adorable all time. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Okay, so it's gonna go a little longer because they're so cute. Okay, so let's do this, girls. So model number one. Okay, so first thing we want to think about when you are shooting these is what to dress your child in. So I suggest one of the extremes. So either dress them in white or dress them in black. I wouldn't do any shading in that because it just kind of gets lost when you convert it to black and white. You want like stark contrast. So either dress them all in white or dress them in black, and it really is just a preference of the look that you like better. I personally like the look of black better, but I had Georgia black, and then I fed her yogurt for her snack, and then the yogurt got older. The other benefit white over black is lint. I thought lint really shows up when you can black and white, and so you're having to edit out a little lint spots, but that's not the end of the world. So that's the first is, so yeah, like I said, all white or all, it's really black or little monkeys. The next thing to think about is light direction. So find your that has, can you even hear me over all the giggles? That has the most, like the biggest, and preferably a north-facing window is ideal. Or whatever you can around that. So this is the biggest window I have in my indirect bright light, because you don't want direct light streaming in and causing harsh light subject. So right now it's really soft and diffused because the sun is like right there. So that's the other thing to think about. And the other thing to kind of consider when shooting these is where to face your subject in relation to the window. So you could do it where they are facing the light source. So they would be where my computer is. So they would go here. And then I, as the, oh, careful, stand there. I, as the photographer, be here. And the is really nice on their face. The reason that I'm on the side, though, is because we're doing, I know I'm converting, and I may do, if I was doing a color portrait, I would maybe do that approach where I would have the light coming from them. But for this, I'm coming to black and white. I love that. I'm just, so just to catch up, I'm just talking about where the light is in relation to, you guys go play for subject. So you can have coming onto their faces, but because I'm doing these two black and white, I really want, I like this light coming from the side. I just feel like it is the facial expression and like lighting up their faces is great. But for black and whites, I love side light because, like I said, it really enhances those expressions that what we're looking for. We're trying to get like some really awesome expressions. So that being said, let's see if we can get some. Did you do a piece, Okay, and as for the setup, this is a lot fancier than you need to have it. This is a lot fancier than you need to have it for just your everyday, because I don't think a lot of people have a backdrop stand and seamless paper. And honestly, the portraits that I did of my kids last year, I literally just pushed the ottoman up against that wall, and that was good enough. So it does not need to be fancy. I'm just doing this because I happen to have it. You can hang it if you have colored walls or textured walls or like any sort of distraction on your wall. You could just hang a sheet, and that would be fine. Shooting up against just a plain color wall. Again, you want it to be a lighter wall, unless you have a really dark wall, and then that would be awesome too. And then I would probably dress your kid in white in that situation, but it totally depends what you have. So you just want a plain wall with a good light source coming close to them. So like I said, big window. George is right here. It's not direct light. She's on. Okay. Other tips would be to make sure your child's face is nice and clean. Maybe give them a bath that morning. Thank you. Give their teeth a nice floss, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna get you at the end. Okay, here you go. Put your head. The other tip that I would just say too, because you're really, and this is the point of these portraits is really to capture your child's personality in them. So try to do as little as you can in terms of like curling their hair. Like try to photograph them exactly as you see them every day. So if you put your kid's hair in pigtails like this all the time, then do that. If your child's hair is down all the time, do that. Like try not to make it out of how they typically are, because this is for your own memories. Okay.
No.
Poppy, do you want to come sit here and see if we can get you to giggle?
No.
Come make her laugh. Go make her laugh. Make faces.
Okay, so settings. So I'm shooting on a Sony A7 III. This is my new guy. I absolutely love it. Shh. Toddlers, I tell you. And I have it on a 35. Your lens choice will be dependent on the size of the room that you're shooting in. So if you have a really big room and you can get back far enough, then you can shoot on a 50 or an 85. If you have a smaller room that you need to be like very close to your subject, then you'll probably want to shoot on a 24 or 35. This is a 35, and this is my go-to. No, stand there. No, Poppy's okay. We'll show Poppy the Yoda after. Okay, so move your hair out. Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, sit up. Yeah, we'll show Poppy that after. Don't worry. It's very nice if you want to show your friend all the things. Okay. Other tip would be not to shoot too shallow, because you don't want parts of your subject going out of focus, like their ears or their hair. Like you want a very crisp portrait. So I'm just trying to get that so you can actually see. Okay, so you can tell the light is kind of a cloudy day. It's not super bright in here. I am shooting at.
It's so filthy, right?
I'm going to do f3.5. I'm going to do an ISO of 500. Georgia, can you sit up, please? Georgia, can you sit up? ISO of 500 and a shutter speed of 1/200. Hey. Look at me.
Hey.
Look at me. Look at me, Georgia. Georgia, look at me. Now, if you have a naturally expressive child like Georgia, you may not need to prompt them at all. You may just need to like sit back and just photograph. If you have a shy child, then you may need to prompt them. So, okay, can you make a scary face? Scary face. Look at me. Scary face. Make a silly face. Can you look up and make a silly face? What? Okay, look at me. Look at me. Can you make a happy face? Can you make a serious face? Can you make a, look at me, look at me, look at me. Can you make a princess face? Oh, can you make a monster face? Ooh. Is that a monster face? Can you make, can you laugh? Can you laugh really loud? So Poppy can hear you? Can you look at me? Can you look at me and laugh? Put your hands down, put your hands down. Can you put your hands on your lap? Okay. Can you look at me? You look at me, look at me, look at me. So really you just need to like, oh, we got a question? What's this?
About
What
aperture.
did you say about your aperture was? Oh, my aperture is 3.5. I just said don't shoot too shallow of an aperture because then because you can see how close I am. So the closer you are, you know this because you're a photographer. But for people who don't, the closer you are to your subject, the faster your focus falls away. So if I'm shooting 2.8 aperture here, her ears may start to fall away. Whereas if I'm like shooting 2.8 way back here, more will be in focus. Your depth of field gets smaller the closer you get to your subject. So because I'm shooting so close to her right now, I would suggest having a higher aperture. So I would do no lower than maybe 3.5 or up, depending on what your light is. If you can crank it higher, then do that. That's what I would suggest. Yeah, okay. Because yeah, you don't want those little details kind of falling out. You want everything to be super crisp.
Say.
Can you sit up straight? Sit up really tall. Try to get your head to touch the ceiling. Oh, good girl. Can you pretend you're sleeping? Then sit up, and then open your eyes. Wake up. Wake up. And so like I said, Georgia's really naturally expressive. So she's an easy one to photograph. I literally just have to kind of like, just observe her. But if you have a really beautiful one. Please? She keeps looking at you because you're so cute. So come back here. Thank you. If you have a little friend, get her to go behind you so that George is looking. And your goal here is to get like a wide range of expressions, which is why I say, like, here, sit up, your legs down, sit up tall, sit up tall, sit up tall. Good girl. Make a mad face. Make a superhero face. Superhero face. Batman face. Make a happy face. Make a silly face. Silly face. And make a serious face. Just look at me. Relax your face. Relax your face. And just look at me. Sit up tall. Sit up tall. Be really still like a statue. Pretend you're a statue. Good girl. Sit up still. Put your hands on your little knees. And so Georgia's really expressive in her eyebrows. Like her eyebrows do all of her like emotion. So I really like to capture her little eyebrows because they're always like furrowed and like you can just tell how she's thinking what her eyebrows are doing. So that is something to see. Like her little eyebrows just are so expressive. So that's something that I want to photograph because that's part of like who Georgia is. Okay, sit up, sit up. Try not to get your back to touch. There we go, perfect. And then can you put your hands on your lap? And that's pretty much all there is to it. And then you can do some where, depending on the size, like the headshot is really all you want. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. The headshot is really all you want, so you really just need to put them on a stool in front of a, hang on, come back here, come back here, come back here. In front of a plain wall or background paper or whatever. But if you have the space and you're able, it's fun to get some full body ones. as well, just to show kind of like their
Go.
scale.
Hey,
Georgia, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Georgia, look at me. Can you jump? Ready, jump. Jump. Stand back and then jump. Ready, jump. Can you get back a little bit? Stand back, right there. Right there, good girl. And then jump like a little Gandhi. Hang on, wait.
Can we just a Halloween house?
Sure, just be gentle. And that's really all there is to it. Do we have any other questions?
I don't want no pixels anymore.
You're done?
Yes.
Our model is done. Well, if you have any other questions, yeah, Georgia's an easier one to shoot because, like I said, she's very expressive. My other two, I tend to have to prompt more, especially Autumn, who's very like in herself. But yeah, but really, you just need like a wall and either an ottoman or a stool, or like I just used one of our chairs from our kitchen. Like it's really very, very easy. And then when I get it, I'll take it into Lightroom on my computer. I will pick my top, say 5, and then I will put my black and white preset on it. I will clone out any like lint that I'm seeing on the shirt, or any like scratches or anything on there, or like stray hairs. But really, I do add like very, very little editing. I want them to be like exactly as they are. So yeah, I just do my black and white preset, which will be coming out soon, I hope. And yeah, that's all as we got. So if there's no more questions, then I won't.
How old is I?
You're 3, honey.
Okay.
Then I won't waste any more of your guys' time.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm 3.
How do I end this?
No,
Okay, bye guys.
You like your brother, right? All right, I know, but what's this thing?
Yay, Erin, please do. I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. And yes, I will have my presets soon. I'm doing a full collection, which has been asked of me for years, but it's hard. It's hard to, like, you want them to be perfect before you release them into the wild. So that's what I'm working on. The black and white one is perfect. I'm ready to release that one. But the color ones, I need to like experiment with more on like other people's photos. But yeah, that's where that is with the presets. So yes, please do them. Please tag me. I would love to see that. And then I'll share them in my stories too. Okay. Bye guys.